Okay, so now we will allow the player to walk. So for that, right here in the assets folder, we will create another folder by the name of scripts, and inside the scripts we will create another folder by the name of player scripts, and then inside the player scripts we will create a new C# file by the name of player movement. And also in the scripts folder, let's create another folder which will be by the name of helper scripts, and inside the helper scripts we will create a C# file by the name of tag manager, and inside the tag manager we will assign all of these tags to variables. So if we open up the tag manager first in the Visual Studio, right here we will simply remove all of this libraries and then these two functions because we don't need that. And in here I will just simply copy and paste all of the tags. So as you can see, the player underscore tag variable is equals to the player tag, and the enemy underscore tag is equals to the enemy tag, and the same is for the other one as well. As you can see, this is the horizontal and vertical axis, and this is the animation. So the ideal is equals to the ideal underscore animation underscore name variable. So you can just pause the video and type all of these, and after this, now we will allow the player to walk, but let's just remove the mono behavior from here first because we don't need that on the tag manager. Okay, so now let's just open up the player movement. So right here first we will create some variables. So we will type serialize field, and the variable will be a private variable. It will be a float type variable, and we will name this as move speed, and this will be equals to 3.5f. Then after this, right here we can just simply copy and paste that down below and create some more variables. It will be a private and it will be a float type variable. So the first one will be the min bound underscore x, and this will be equals to minus 71f, and then the next one will be the max bound underscore x, and this will be equals to 71f. Then we will have a min bound y, it will be minus 3.3f. Then the last one will be the max bound underscore y, and it will be equals to 4f. So this is basically the boundaries. Okay, these boundaries, we don't want the player to move outside this boundary, so that's why we give it the values. You can give your own values right here if you have a bigger map or smaller map, so you can give the values accordingly. And the min bound y is for the y-axis, so we want the player to move to up here and up here, so that's why we give minus 3.3f and 4f. Your values can be different, so make sure to give the values accordingly. So now after this we will create some more variables. The first one will be, it is basically the third one, so it will be a private, and then it will be vector 3 and the name will be temp position. Then after this, the next one will be private float, x-axis and y-axis. Right here we can remove this start function because we don't need that. Right down below this update function we will create another one by the name of handle movement, and we need to call this function inside the update. So just copy its name and paste it and add a semicolon. So in here we will type x-axis, and this will be equals to input dot get axis raw, and in here we will call the tag manager. So we will type tag manager dot. Now we need the horizontal tag. So as you can see, this is the name of it, so we can just copy it, and after the dot we can paste it, and that's it. So whenever we need any tag, we can just simply go back to the tag manager and see its name, and then use it anywhere in our scripts. Now after this we need the y-axis, so the y-axis will be equals to input dot get axis raw, and in here we can do the same. We will type tag manager dot, let's see the name right here. As you can see, it is vertical underscore axis, so just copy it, paste it right here, and that's it. And the reason we are using this get axis raw is because it will return either -1, 1 or 0. So if the player is moving forward, then it will return 1, and if it is moving backwards, then it will return -1, and if the user is staying still, we are not pressing any button, then it will return 0. So this is the reason we are using the get axis raw. So now let's just get the temporary position from the player. So right here we will type temp position, and this will be equals to transform dot position. Then after this, then we will type temp position dot x, and then plus equals to x-axis, okay, this one, and we will simply multiply this by the move speed, and then we will multiply it by the time, so we can type time dot delta time. Then after this we can do the same for the y-axis, so just simply copy this line, paste it down below, and change this to temp position dot y plus equals to y-axis. Then we will multiply by the move speed and the time. So if we are moving forward, then this x-axis will be 1, and then we will multiply the 1 by the move speed, and then we will multiply it by the delta time, and if we move backwards, then it will return -1, and the same is for the y-axis as well. If we move upwards, then it will return 1, and if we move downwards, it will return -1. So now we don't want the player to move outside the screen. If we move up or down, then we don't want the player to move outside the screen. So for that, right here we will add a if condition to check if the temp position dot x is less than the min bound underscore x. The temp position dot x will be then equals to the min bound underscore x. So this is a basic if condition. If the temp position dot x is less than min bound x, then we will equal the temp position x to the min bound x. And now we will do the same for the maximum bound. So for that, right here we will say if temp position dot x is less, sorry, this time it will be greater than the max bound x. So if it is greater, then we will say temp position dot x, and then the temp position dot x will be equals to the max bound x. Now we need to do the same for the y-axis, so we can just simply copy this, paste it down below, and simply change this to dot x, from dot x to dot y, and this one as well to y, and the same for this one. Now after this, right here we will type transform dot position, and this will be equals to the temp position, and now our player will not move outside the camera. Now if we get back to Unity, And as you can see, our player script is now ready. Now we need to just simply drag and drop the player script inside the player game object. So drag and drop it. As you can see, it is right here. And now if we play the game, we will not see the background. Let me show you. As you can see, we are not seeing the background because if we click on this background game object, we need to reset its transform. So reset it and make sure your values are the same as mine, and then save it. And now if we play the game, we will be able to see the background, as you can see. And also, as you can see, the player is not moving outside the values we are given to it. But as you can see, the camera is not moving nor upwards, downwards, or to the left and right.